Hello, everyone, and our respected professor. We, the team 6, are going to present our analysis of Gordie Howe International Bridge Project. And I am Sabira Khalil. And in this presentation, our goal is to provide a detailed breakdown of this project. And let's begin with an overview. The Gordie Howe International Bridge is an international giant and social structural project that marries Windsor, Ontario, Canada, and Detroit, Michigan, United States. And its primary goal is aimed at stimulation of a business and tourist traffic between the two states. And also, its goal is to increase the effectiveness of cross border operations.
Can I please go for the project scope? It measures 2.5 kilometers in length of has Canadian and US ports of entire international fortune. The project also enters the development of an interchange with I-75 highway in Michigan. Furthermore, the bridge also includes the walking and cycling facilities reserved from the people, make it as a multi-purpose bridge. Environmental tests which made to show the multi-purpose bridge how the project will improve the status of the interfaces and at the same time boost cross-border transport and business. Can you please go for the next slide? The project intention and planning. Originally conceived as a public-private partnership, a P3 model project, the Goriha Howe Bridge project featured as a clear project character. This character define the objectives, project boundaries, and the interested pairs of the project intention phase in some segments. Canadian and US rules of the regulations of the environmental impact of venture were followed since feasibility test environmental science was done executive. A good corporate governance of the structure has put into the place and the Winster as for the Winster and the main changes of the please wait. Can you please go for next slide?
Hello everyone, this is Shivashankar Reddy. Today I am explaining about our project execution. This is a clear indication that the execution required that Asian and TCO staff through the CFLC contractors, ERAP and American contractors. And there was a meticulous adherence to the time schedule and AD timelines. Modern construction technologies were applied in the process to enhance efficiency and apply sustainable methods in construction. These risks are kept under check and new issues that arise are addressed by the preparation of appropriate migration measures. Stakeholders were engaged and meaning that every person was updated all the time, thus the reducing environmental degradation at the same time. Going to the next slide, project monitoring and controlling. In monitoring and controlling the project, it was very crucial because they ensured that the project was on the right track, maintaining a strong focus on comparing the actual performance against the baseline plan. Already in progress was the identification and the control of risk. The focus was on quality control and assessment was done on crucial stages. In the construction, the expenses control was also crucial to prevent an axis of budgets and the reporting made them open to the WDBA and other interesting parties. If the goal was straying, of course, the necessary tweaks were made to bring it back on track. Going to the next slide.
And coming to key project components, when it comes to the construction of the Gordie Howe bridge, the following part is extensive. The built bridge has 6 lanes with an overall of length of about half mile, and its main cable stayed span measures 0.53 miles, making it the longest in the North America. And this station ranks as a US port of entry and also ground area of about 68 hectares that involves the inspection of a commercial as well as passenger vehicles, and also considerably improve interconnectivity results of rearrangement of the I-75 interchange, and specifically for the purpose of improving trade. And next, coming to key stakeholders, significant stakeholders were involved in this project. However, they were so critical, but the principal responsible for the sponsorship of this project was the Windsor and Detroit Bridge Authority. While the Canadian and the American federal government offered the role of regulators, while Windsor and Detroit local governments were also interested stakeholders since it is affected the people of the two cities. Whereas the constructors and operators, all the partners were involved in the construction, suppliers were involved in the both construction as well as operations, and local community independents were also involved. However, communities were consulted to avoid affecting them greatly, and the environmental groups ensured that the specifications of the framework compiled with the stipulated legal regulations for very sustainability.
Can you please go for next slide? Is the project cost management. The project was estimated to cost 4.5 billion CAD. At the start was the big expenditure of both parts. Actual expenditure was carefully monitored and controlled to prevent costs of the extending of the budgeting amounts, and provided continuously was provided from the cover of the indicator expense. The Canadian officials made sure the project's finance are also controlled by the Worcester Detroit Bridge Authority and governments of the area. Thus, much of the costs of the project were the divided between Canadian and United States as the cost sharing arrangements, while further conventional cost benefits analysis was connected continuously with the evaluation of cost sharing arrangements to improve life cycle of the project. Can you please go for the next slide? Is the resources. There are very more resources used in this project. There was the significant labor input the both Canadian and US, both specialized engineers and the project managers and manage the project. The construction was done using modern techniques of the materials and construction encouraging of the continuous equipment, and were employed funds of the raise with the help of the public and the private sectors, and the tracking tools were the technologies. This also included the sourcing of the purchasing for the local business and suppliers, with the benefits both of the local economy and needs of the project. Please go
And
for the
moving
next
on to
slide.
next slide. Yeah, moving on to next slide, the project success assessment. According to project management, success factors, the Gordie Howe International Bridge project will be evaluated in terms of project scope, time, and cost. Major milestones were accomplished, and its stakeholders seem to have been satisfied up to the current point. Most of the radical risks of the conception were identified and controlled efficiently. Subsequently, the bridge is expected to have a long-term positive impact by improving the reach and efficiency of transport across the border. Never, nevertheless, the further evaluations will be necessary to defer the economic changes that. And moving on to next slide. These are the references these are the references help us to make the project. And this is the project about Gordie Howe International Bridge. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. If any questions,